Welcome, comic book fans, and welcome to another episode of Comic Book Readers Digest. I'm here to give you a review of the Marvel Knights Punisher Taxi Wars comic. Um, there was some good and some okay parts of this comic book. Um, and before we get into it, be sure to subscribe to me if you haven't already subscribed, and also hit the like button in case you enjoyed the video. So going into this, let's start with the illustrations. The illustrations pretty good. Um, Punisher comic illustrations really never disappoint. So I'm gonna leave it at that. That's needless to say. But so we're gonna start with the first thing of first portion of the book, and this is I'm gonna have to say this is the best arc of the whole book. Is when the Punisher goes back in time to 1920 Chicago to kill the infamous Al Capone in order to bring his long since deceased wife and son back into existence. For those who read the Punisher series, the origin story of Punisher, his family was killed by the mob or whatever, so he figures going back to Chicago, killing the person that started the whole mob culture, would set things in motion to where his wife and son never got killed. So, and I thought that was actually a great concept story arc. It was interesting to see him. Imagine him going back, to kill all the gangsters before before the gang culture actually evolved. So that was interesting. And then that was kind of like a little subplot before the main plot, which is we got these new villains. The main villain or main antagonist is this villain called Medallion, who looks a lot like a cross between an obese vampire, Pearl from the Blade movie, and Mojo from the X-Men, who apparently wants to control all of the cab companies in New York City and turn them into an underground twisted metal type of fight club derby. So that's his plan, and that's what I'm saying. Like the whole plot, it seemed kind of wonky. But I mean, it was overall, it was good. It was a decent story. Then you have his right hand man, which is Mr. Bad Wrench. You ever heard of the tire shop, Mr. Good Wrench? Now you get, guess that's where they got it from. So now you got who is his enforcer named Mr. Bad Wrench. He's also his mechanic who does work on the cabs and modifies them into um, killing machines. And interesting about him though, his hands was replaced by a wrench, which he uses to work on the cabs and also kill people. So when he's an enforcer. So that part I found a little interesting about that character. Pretty badass for the most part. Um, then you have Detective Soap, who's like Punisher's little errand boy, detective. Gets all the cases of bad guys. He lets Punisher know him, and Punisher goes and take him out. But in this particular instance, he's have his own dilemma he's going through. He gets a disturbing new girlfriend, who turns out she has problems of her own, and he kind of takes advantage of it in a way. But you read the book, you'll find out what I'm talking about. And the girlfriend's dilemma is actually very interesting. It actually added a little spark to that whole taxi ward story arc. So yeah, that was pretty good. And also you have Punisher's first encounter with Spider-Man through Frank's Castle point of view. So those who read the old school comics, they had it where Punisher meets Spider-Man for the first time, but it was through the eyes of Spider-Man. And this is through the eyes of the Punisher. Um, I think I read that comic book. I'm not sure, but this one actually added a little bit more sauce to that story. So I like Punisher's POV a lot better. Also, you have Punisher teams up with Daredevil and Black Widow to take down some bank robbers. That was a little basic, added story arc to it. It was decent. I gotta say, it was pretty decent. So, I do recommend you guys read this book, especially for that first part where Punisher goes back in time. You're gonna find out how he was able to do that, but then you're gonna be surprised how it all ends. There's like a crazy twist at the end. So with that, I'm gonna give this book, because of the whole Punisher going back in time story out, which wasn't a long read, I would say. I wish it was a little bit longer, but because of that, I'm gonna give it 3 stars. Give the book 3 stars. Go check it out, read for yourself, and be sure to come back here and tell me all about it. So with that, I bid you guys a good day, and I'll see you guys next time with my reviews. Peace.